Okay, team, let's talk about the elephant walk. This is one of my go-to drills for anyone that I want to improve the flexibility in their posterior chain. So that's the muscles in the back of the body. Or if I have someone that presents with a limited range of motion in a forward fold or a toe touch screen. Let's take a look at how we're gonna do it properly and the main mistakes I'm gonna see people do when they execute the movement. Okay, so for the elephant walk, there's two ways that you could do this. The first way would be to start more in a plank position. I'll do it behind the plates here, so like this, and then you would kind of inch your way up until you feel a lot of tension in your backside, keeping your legs extended. And then from here, you would be able to floss one leg at a time. And then the idea would be, when you want to create progression, is that the further, let me do this again, so the further you walk upwards, obviously while keeping your legs straight, the tougher or the more tension you're going to feel, the bigger stretch you're going to get. Now, the other way that you could do this would be to have a target, and then what you would do is you would basically lower the target as you gain more flexibility. Let me use this example as a way to explain how to do the movement properly, but you could do it in any of the two setups. What you want to do is stand behind the target and then place your palms onto the target. As you can see, I'm folding down as much as possible, and you want to be able to be at a height that's not too low that you have to bend your knees, not too high that you don't feel a big stretch when you do this. So remember, this is a flexibility exercise. You want to have the stretch in the appropriate leg when you're doing it. I place my hands down, my legs are bent, and then from here, I'm going to extend one knee, straighten the leg out completely, and then release. And then I do the same thing on the other leg. And I'm going to repeat for whatever the prescribed amount of rep is and the prescribed amount of set. Now, the few mistakes that you really want to avoid when you do this, like I said, is that you go too low, that you're not able to actually fully extend. So you need to be able to fully extend the leg, at which point you're going to feel a big amount of stretch on the backside. And then the other mistake, which is the crucial one, is that as you're doing this, you can easily kind of cheat the movement and compensate by shifting your hips left and right. And if you shift your hip, you're not getting the same stretch that you would if you stay square. So really make sure that you keep your hips square when you do it, extend the leg, release, and then do the same thing on the other side. As I was explaining, as you progress in flexibility over weeks, what you're going to do is you're going to take off one of these, maybe put a 10-pounder instead, something a little bit more thin, or maybe this becomes your new target, and then you keep progressing like that until you be able to touch the ground. If you are doing the variation on the floor, then maybe you start with something that's a little bit further out. Keep your legs not too far apart. Do the same thing, and then as you get more flexible, you're going to be able to walk your hands in closer to your legs.